No trip to Disney World would be complete without visiting Magic Kingdom. Our family's been to this park dozens of times, and some things are much different now. But the question is the magic still there? Well, we think so. Even though fast passes are suspended, dining options are limited, and things have changed, stay tuned for the end of this video to learn more about an unpublished secret that you might want to take advantage of to beat the crowds without a fast pass. Our day started at the Disney's Beach and Yacht Club Resort. In our opinion, they have by far the best pool in all of Disney, and you can see our review of the property in the link below. We took a shuttle from our resort that dropped us off directly at the entrance of Magic Kingdom. Even though masks were still required on shuttles, we were able to pack in and service was still very fast and reliable. When we arrived to Magic Kingdom, we noticed that they did not hold people for the big rope drops like they did in the past, even though we showed up before opening. Security was fast and easy, which is always a good thing.
Hey guys, we just got here to Magic Kingdom. We're so excited. Sydney's so excited. So we went back and forth about getting Lachlan a stroller because he's more than capable of walking, but since it's going to be like 90 degrees today or even more, and we're going to be here until really late, we decided to go ahead and get a stroller just to make life easier for us.
And it proved to be the best decision ever. If you have kids, even if they're capable of walking, and you're going back and forth about whether to get a stroller, I would recommend that you go ahead and get it anyway, because ultimately there's just a lot of walking. Most of the time it is very hot and you probably won't regret it. Getting on Main Street was a magical and almost emotional experience for our family. It was just so awesome to see families back at Disney experiencing the magic. We've actually been to Magic Kingdom quite a few times prior to the COVID shutdowns. This was the first time that we've been back since parks reopened again. When we first got there, we did notice that the crowds were a lot lower than what we've been used to in the past.
So we're at Magic Kingdom and the crowds are surprisingly really low. I mean, this is like rush hour, and let me just show you around so you can see that it is really not that crowded at all.
We took off right away to the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which usually has the longest line.
Here, just so you can have a glimpse of how low the crowds are, I'm just going to switch this camera around. This is right by the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. So we're about to get in line now. Be interesting to see how long the line is.
When we got there, it was only about a 25-minute wait, which really isn't all that bad considering we're used to waiting about 45 minutes to over an hour to get on a Disney ride. While we didn't have to wear masks outside around the parks, they did make you wear masks while you were waiting in line. I highly recommend you getting there before the park opens and running directly to Seven Dwarfs, then Peter Pan, and then Splash Mountain in that order. Everything else will have pretty manageable lines during this limited capacity post-COVID time. We don't know how accurate this is, but there have been some rumors that Disney may never reinstate the Fast Pass system and might launch a paid pass similar to Universal. Even without a fast pass, we were still able to get on Peter Pan fairly quickly, and this is something that Lachlan has been looking forward to all morning.
And off we go! Mr. Smith.
That's his name?
Okay, so we literally just walked on to Peter Pan, and now we're about to head to Splash Mountain. It's supposed to thunderstorm at around noon today, so we are just trying to get all of those outdoor rides out of the way before it rains.
Since our family has a 5 and 9-year-old, we spent the rest of the morning quickly doing all of the Fantasyland rides. There was little to no wait for The Little Mermaid, Barnstormer, Dumbo, and Small World until about 11 a.m. Between 11 and 4 p.m., the lines fluctuated but hovered between 10 to 30 minutes.
There's our pilot, Lachlan Anderson.
Yeah.
So to make Dumbo fly, we just flick this.
And Reese over here is on a mission to make it to our reservation.
We decided to take advantage of the peak time to beat the crowds and the heat, so we booked lunch at the Jungle Skipper's Canteen. So I believe this is probably one of the most underrated dining options at Magic Kingdom. It was such a beautiful spot and easy to snag a reservation most of the year. We booked ours about a month ago on the Disney app. We also love Be Our Guest, Tony's for Italian, and Casey's Corner for to-go orders. We found that Casey's and many other regular spots were closed, which was really disappointing. Overall, the food was pretty good here, and it was just nice to get out of the heat. After lunch, we strolled outside to order some famous Dole Whip for dessert. Using the Disney app, we placed our order while waiting for the bill at lunch, and our Dole Whip was ready when we walked over. There was a huge line for most to-go places, and you're making a big mistake if you don't do mobile order and pick up. Disney's really trying to encourage this and had signs everywhere, as well as QR codes straight to order. But surprisingly, the vast majority of people were still waiting in long lines to order in the heat of summer. After lunch, we squeezed in Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, and successfully avoided the hot, humid afternoon.
Our library is well stocked with priceless first editions of books.
Instead of large feature parades of the past, which would shut down multiple areas of the park, they rolled out mini parades throughout the day with just a couple of floats and featured characters. This was fun for us, and we loved that it happened quickly instead of having to snag a spot and wait for a lengthy 20 minutes for a parade to pass by. If during your visit you have a ride on your list that you just couldn't squeeze in, we highly recommend waiting until the last hour of park operations to jump in line. As long as you enter the line before actual closing time, the park will remain open until all guests in line have had a chance to ride. While our family really missed the fireworks and closing show that Magic Kingdom is famous for, we did end up crashing and going for a late night swim at our resort at the end of the day. Rumor is that the fireworks will return very soon, and we even heard midnight fireworks at Epcot after park closing, as if they were rehearsing for a new show. If there's one secret we learned visiting right now, is that Disney is definitely rewarding resort guests with special early entry. Extra magic hours and big rope drops are gone. However, we noticed that buses were coming as early as 6:30 to our resort ahead of the 8 a.m. opening. To avoid large gatherings, they were letting guests in, and we had the chance to ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train before most other guests had even arrived at the park. The parking lot was open to drivers 30 minutes after resort shuttles had arrived. Once again, there is no official rule or published plan for this, but we did find this hack to be absolutely true for multiple parks during our visit. We hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you liked this video and you want to see more like this, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. We hope you really enjoy your visit to Magic Kingdom this year and keep the magic alive.